Hello, everybody.
And welcome to Back to Business
with Ingun Bitik
and Amirda, your co-hosts.
Yep, we are the hosts for this podcast.
Yep.
So this is the very first episode of this podcast. A series of 5 episodes will be done over the course of a few weeks.
We'll have different guests on, talk about business, economics, whatever you make of it.
We have some very interesting guests lined up. We're very excited for the upcoming weeks.
We have Mr. Billy from our school cafeteria.
We have Mr. Jonathan Trainer,
The big man.
teacher.
The real big man.
Of course. And then we have a special guest who will be a mystery. It'll be a surprise.
A guest.
A very special guest. So we will be covering topics like about business and economics. We'll be interviewing some businessmen, like the guest we mentioned before. We'll discuss some interesting concepts and give our takes on it.
Exactly. So, now let's actually get back to business.
Exactly.
Alright, so Ingun,
Yes.
what do you think business really is?
So I really think business is a way of.
Oh shit, wait. Alright, go on.
I really think business is a way of helping out society and helping out humans live a better life, an easier life. I think that every successful businessman, if you want to be really successful, you can't be chasing money. You can't be looking to make money. You have to be looking to solve problems in society.
Well, I have a thing against that. Warren Buffett, his goal was to actually just make money, and he's one of the richest people. So,
I guess, but he does help out the world in different ways.
I guess so. So, you got any businesses you own, sir?
So currently, I am a minor, and I'm a student. I don't own a business yet. However, I wish to in the future.
Oh, what do you have in your pocket? Is that a dream I see in there?
It is a dream. It's a very big dream. When I do own a business and help out the world and generate some income for myself, I will treat myself too. Damn!
Ooh, what car is that? That's
It's
looking real strong.
It's a Ferrari SF90.
Ooh, how much is that, Ingun?
I have no idea what the market value price is.
But is it a lot?
It's probably a lot.
Can you afford it? Oh,
I have
don't
no
worry.
idea. How about you, Amirda?
Well, what do I want to be?
Yep.
I want to be rich. AF. I want to be the richest man alive. And then guess what?
Like, how many figures? How many zeros in that bank account?
Right now, I have a lot of zeros. No other numbers. It's just zeros. But hopefully, in front of maybe 12 zeros, I'll have a 1. So, if you do the quick maths, that's like $1 billion.
I want a bunch of 9s in my bank account when I get older. A bunch of 9s.
99 cents. Sorry, man. Broke like that. Alright. So, what do you think of the US dollar as I have? Hold on for a sec. We got the big Benjamins. Look at these. In God we
Boom.
trust.
In God we trust. Big
The-
Benjamin.
The
Blue
biggest
face.
currency of the world.
Yes.
Dominating. Oh, God, where's my mic? Dominating the world.
The US dollar has been the global currency for so long. I wonder what the next. The Chinese RMB is catching up though.
Yeah. You hear that new thing? It's like Russia, China, and a few other countries are getting together.
Yeah, that's a very interesting.
It's like, what was the one with India? It's like BRICS or something?
Oh, the BRICS.
Yeah, is it a currency or is it just
No, it's a group. It's Brazil, India,
Russia, China,
Brazil, Russia, India, China,
and South Africa?
South Africa,
Yeah.
the BRICS. It's like, yes, it's a group. It's like to counter the G7, which is like the US and the Western nations. It's a group. Maybe are they coming up with a new currency?
I think so. I heard something like they're trying to counter the US dollar and make everything a bit less centralized. So they're trying to make a new currency.
Decentralized. Crypto.
Speaking of decentralized, he and I, we actually did some investments in crypto a while back.
Insane.
So how much do you put in and how much do you have right now?
I actually put in about nothing of my own money because I was mining with the PC, right?
Yeah. So how does that work? How does mining work?
So mining is you're basically turning electricity into money, I guess, because you're helping out make transactions on the blockchain through your computer, and then you get awarded through little, I guess, shares of the crypto from the blockchain, from the transactions that you verify, basically.
Oh, so is that a part of that decentralized system?
Yeah, it's part of the decentralization, all those cryptos. So I was mining Ethereum for a pretty long time. I generated around, if I did nothing with it, if I didn't reinvest it into any currency,
Yeah.
I would have probably around $1,200. But now, my Binance wallet,
Oh, we'll put a screenshot of his money right there.
my
You can-
Binance wallet is,
Yeah. So what's it at right now? Less than 100.
I have to check. Nah, it's over 100. It's less than 200, I think.
So how much you put in 1200?
1,200 and it's at 200.
What was that when you put everything into him?
There's
Sheep?
a lot. Nah, I put a little bit into Shiba Inu coin. It's a meme coin. Nah, that wasn't it.
Ethereum, guys. Bitcoin and
Put a
Ethereum.
lot into Phantom because of
Speaking of, our old teacher, biggest scammer alive.
Solana, Phantom. What else did he tell us about? But whatever.
Oh, what was that? It was,
Solana and FTM, Phantom coin. That,
yeah. He said he made a big ass profit. Guess what? Got scammed. Big
Mhm.
scam. One morning, one good Friday afternoon, this guy called me. He's like, FTM's down. Buy it right now. Guess what? A week later, $75 to $10. Another week, $1. Another week, I don't even know. It's probably free.
So Amina, with me right now, I have a debit card
Yep.
and a credit card.
All right. You wanna
So-
know how they work?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on debit versus credit?
I mean, like, obviously, for people who are irresponsible with their money, a debit card is the way to go, right? It's all your own money. You can spend all of it. You're not going to owe anything to the bank. But a credit card, that's what the smart people use, right? Everyone on YouTube, they always say good credit scores, but what does that actually mean? Well, if you can get payments from the bank and then pay them back in time, you essentially build a good relationship with the bank, and that lets them know that you can pay back what you take from them, and that's essentially how a credit card works, right? You loan money from the bank, and then in a month or every month you do payments where whatever money you took, you give it back, right? So technically, it is your own money, but in the beginning, it's the bank's money, and after a while, if you want to make a big investment, like especially in houses and real estate, you can essentially just take it from the bank, and then you can get it for free almost, because if you get a house with the bank's money and you rent it out, you get monthly income and you pay back that mortgage with people's rent, and then yeah, it's almost like free income, and that's what all these people about real estate are talking about. So it's not a great explanation. I'm not like a true expert in this, but that's my understanding.
Yeah, we're still learning. We're not real experts in this field yet.
Yeah,
But-
that's why we have Mr. Trainer coming on later,
Yeah, JT,
the big man,
the big man.
Conor McGregor in finance.
But yeah, we're just here to provide our input.
So Lewin, American Express, what do you know about these guys? How are they better than Visa?
So, American Express is I think it's a very like renowned like brand, credit card basically. There's a lot of advantages that come with them, but I'm not sure. This is just an expired one. I haven't done much research. But I know there's the gold card here. There's a platinum one and a black one, and the spending limits vary. But something interesting is that I thought about was money really needs to be in circulation a lot. You can't keeping money saved in like a safe or in the bank for a very long time. I don't think it's a great idea with inflation and everything going on right now. You need to.
So what do you think is a better way of storing money, or at least storing your medium of exchange? What's a good medium?
Real estate.
Real estate. So what if an
Assets,
earthquake happens in one? Why don't you calculate that risk?
Real estate. The land is still gonna be. I mean, if you have insurance for that.
No, what about the guys who own the yeah
the guys that own the
Yeah, you know,
those guys had it tough, but
yeah
the guys that
you
own
know boom.
yeah. I mean, not many earthquakes here in Mongolia, but yeah, real estate, I believe, is the best investment you can make.
So when you buy real estate, how do you make money on that? Is it just like a
Real estate, there's a number of ways you can make money on that. You could rent it out to people while it's still there if you're not living there. You could just store it, hold on to it, because real estate is a very very lucrative business. It always goes up. It's a very good investment. It's one of the best investments.
so
And
like
you sell it years later.
if the prices go up, should you buy or do you sell or do you just keep it?
Well, you gotta find a sweet spot. That's where it comes in. You know that statistic where it's like the best investors are people who are dead.
Oh,
people
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
about it,
Yeah. I heard about
People
that.
who have the most successful investments are dead people or people who completely forgot. Because you can't let human emotions interfere with your investments, really.
So that means you just buy it and you let it sit.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But there is a sweet spot. You gotta enjoy it.
At what point are you too old to enjoy money? I mean, what if you save until you're 70? What are you gonna do with them? You're old and
That's
crippled.
another good point. I think in your 20s, experiences are a really good investment. Even though they might not generate income to you back, it's gonna lead you to have a more interesting life, more interesting stories to tell in the future. You build up contacts, participating in like events or something. So I think experiences are a really good investment. I'd say, I mean, be a little responsible with it, but have fun. Just have fun.
So speaking of having fun, what do you think about the Top G, Mr.
Top G?
What color is your Bugatti?
Isn't it in jail right now? My Bugatti? What color is your Ferrari?
My Ferrari? What color is your Lambo?
What color is your turtle?
Oh yeah. What color is your house?
What color is your apple juice? This is apple juice, by the way.
Oh yeah, school friendly. Tastes very good though. You know, a scam.
It's vegan.
This is?
Mm-hmm.
How do they make money out of vegan apple juice? Aren't they killing animals?
Another interesting topic is the debate between apple juice and orange juice.
Oh, what are your takes on that?
I can either way. I love both, honestly.
You had to
depends on
choose
the
one.
day. It really depends on. I think I'm leaning towards orange juice.
I mean, yeah, I like apple juice, but you know, I just can't drink something that looks like piss on a daily.
Yeah.
It's like,
So the pulp in orange juice as well really adds to it.
oh, that's true.
Certain
That's
level
true.
of like satisfactory in your mouth. You know, the economic side of apple juice versus
Oh,
orange juice.
true. Yeah. Okay.
So what do you think makes more money, apple juice or orange juice?
I mean, okay, yeah, no, this is a great opportunity to kind of talk about supply and demand, right?
Yeah.
So, obviously, like, if there's a shortage in either of the products, so you, like, I don't know, when your crops go bad or, like, apples don't grow or some shit,
Mm-hmm.
like, there's going to be less apples, and therefore, there's going to be less apples to make apple juice, right?
Exactly.
And that means there's less apple juice in circulation. Now, for those people who want apple juice, there's more people, but less demand, right? So, essentially what money is, it's everything you can buy, and then all the money you have, and it just divides it, so it's like how much money a certain amount of the currency can buy. In essence, I don't know if that's a good explanation, but if you have less product, then that means you have to give more money to get like the same amount, right? So that means every bottle is gonna get more and more expensive, and so it really is just, yeah, it's all based on the supply and demand curves, you know, as we've been learning.
Yeah.
But
Like-
obviously, orange juice makes more money. Delusional people will like apple juice.
I do think orange juice is just.
It's just
When you think of
better.
fruit juice, you just think of orange juice.
Yeah, like, who
You know-
drinks apple juice in breakfast?
Exactly.
You're like, what a good morning. Let me chug some apple juice. Delusional. Alzheimer's. Speaking of Alzheimer's, medical debt.
Yo, medical debt. I mean, I guess it depends on the country you live in.
Yeah, but like, how about Mongolia? This country is
Whereas we
really
really have
down on its knees in every
I mean-
single sector.
Yeah, healthcare is just poor in general. Like, have you seen the conditions of the hospitals, the state hospitals? Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Those old ones, they're still from the Soviet era. I mean, I think the old Chernobyl buildings are better.
Honestly, yeah. It's very poor. It's very impoverished. The buildings.
Yeah.
But medical debt, like in certain areas, like in the U.S. for example, it's crazy how, just because of medical debt, you know the case of Walter White.
Oh!
Just because of
Speaking
medical
of what, yeah,
And
what
man had
happened
to-
to
had to
Walter White?
yeah, he had to resort
AKA
to
Heisenberg.
Heisenberg. He had to resort to selling methamphetamine. illegally,
So-
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he make a lot of money that way?
He made a lot of money that way. I forgot how much.
But what was the problem? Why did he have to keep it a secret?
He had to keep it a secret because obviously it's illegal, and his brother-in-law was a DEA agent, drug enforcement agency. So obviously he had to keep it a secret. It was to pay off for his treatment because he got cancer, and because of the healthcare in the U.S. It's not free. It's a lot. It's very expensive in the U.S. So you had to resort to selling meth.
So speaking of why he didn't have money in the first place, why are scientists so undervalued? And people, delusional people, like hip-hop artists, not delusional, I'd say they have value, but why are they valued so much more highly than the people who actually do something for our countries?
Yeah, it's truly I guess it's kind of with the money that they generate in return, because
I mean, if you think about it, like the only essential jobs are like mine workers and farmers, because everything's based off that. Like the purpose of actors is to entertain the people who actually do work. The purpose of athletes, they're to entertain the people who are actually needed by society. They're like the outlets for the people who actually do work. They're not actually like real contributors to society in that fact.
yeah, that is true. But I think if you look at it from like person to person, like an essential worker,
Like
labor
financially
worker,
speaking, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's like
they
it's
generate
something
more
that's-
income. Like an NBA player, Stephen Curry, he will generate more income alone off like his brand than like a co-worker, a mine worker, obviously. So that's why I think they generate more income, but then so in return they get more money in return. However, I don't think that's fair.
I mean, like, it's like super
Honestly.
illogical how the whole thing works, because it's
Yeah.
like there's no reason why anyone has to be poor. It's like everyone can work for free, and then everyone else can work for free, and it's like a fully
common.
functioning. It's like we can be like an ant colony, you know. Everyone does their job, everyone gets their share, everyone's happy. But it's like that
Communism.
human, yeah, it's like that human greed
Yeah,
that kicks in.
human nature. Greed is really it's a part of being human.
Like there's no reason a nation can be completely self-sustained, right? I mean, it can't be, because like the farmers, they get their food from the supermarket. The supermarket gets their resources from the farmers. It's like a self-serving supply, right? Nobody needs to have anything, but it's that desire for more that really kind of cucks up our world.
Yeah, exactly. That's why communism, in theory, is like really good. It's perfect. It's ideal. There's not much wrong with it in theory. However, practically it won't work at all because of human nature. Obviously, greed, selfishness. It's all part of human nature.
Oh, did you hear that? Did you see that study about like there's like rats who were given a utopian society and then they started eating each other, bro?
Oh yeah. That's part of being like the animalistic nature. in
Oh
humans.
yeah, I get that. Like, if I imagine myself like just with nothing to do and a bunch of money, like the first week would be fucking amazing, but after that it'd just be like really.
Yeah, you
shit.
just get bored. That's what like
Yeah, it's like the means to an end. Like the actual means, like the work that you do is the fun part. Like having an idea of like where you want to go and then trying to work up to that, you know, up that staircase. That's like the only fun part of actually doing it, right?
yeah,
It's like
it's like accomplishing something.
yeah, that's like for us, like in the summer, like that's a relatable example. Like up to summer, like the first week of summer is amazing, right? Because like it's our goal, we're balling. But like the third, fourth week, we have nothing to do, so it's really boring in that way. And
Yeah.
the most memorable ones, it's like the hardest like times, probably
Yeah,
the most
it's
memorable.
overcoming adversity it's a great feeling for humans, and I think it's
How does this?
that's also in human nature to just like look for a challenge and accomplish something. Because living a perfect life, utopian life, having nothing to do, getting everything you want, that's not great. Obviously, that's why you get bored. That's how like Epstein's Island.
Oh yeah.
Super rich people, super powerful. They've accomplished everything that they want. They have nothing else that they want. So they get bored and they just commit heinous atrocities to
devious
underage
acts to
children.
underage
Very-
men and women,
yeah.
young adults, just absolutely ruined their futures or made them. You know, they probably got like childcare.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Rothschilds and the theories that concern them ruling the world secretly?
Yeah. You think it's true that there's just like a secret group of people who like control everything, like down to every market crash, they control it?
I don't think so, because if they were that powerful, then I don't think we'd be talking about them right now at all. I don't think we'd even have a theory that they exist.
Well, no, but that's the thing. If there's no theory that they exist, eventually somebody's gonna have to make a theory, right? And then that'll bring it into circulation. But like, because it's like like logically speaking, there's no reason why a world can't be utopian. Like everyone, there's more than enough to go to everyone, but somehow we still have poverty. We still have like third world problems, even in this advanced age of medicine and technology, and that's probably like something to do with people controlling it. Like, even if it's not to that extent, there's probably like really rich guys making stuff happen.
The Rothschilds, Jacob Rothschild.
We're watching you.
We know who you are, Jacob Rothschild,
Please contact us. We're very good advisors financially and
Exactly.
philosophically.
and we could use some
Some
of
of
your
your money.
assets, some resources that you can provide.
Cash, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on.
what do you think is the best driver of economy?
Best driver economy. That's a tough question.
Speaking of, we've got our worker, our laborer, a very
perfect.
good driver of.
Someone came
Come
in.
here. Come here.
Someone came in.
We have an interview. We have a question to ask you. So come, have a seat. Have a seat.
Sit
Have
down.
a seat. Wait,
Okay.
get close to
So-
the screen.
He brought us our apple juice. Obviously, he's a waiter.
Obviously, yeah, he's.
Now he's at the lowest echelon of working society,
Yeah,
right?
he's at the bottom of the food chain.
So introduce your job to us, sir.
I'm a student at
Really?
International School.
And
No,
what else?
he
What
thinks
did
he's a
you do during this fine hour?
He thinks he's a student, but no, he's actually a worker, right?
Yeah, it's kind of delusional.
You know, he's kind of schizophrenia. Back to the medical debt. We got problems. But so, sir, you're a labor worker, and how do you think that helps the economy? And that kid's why you get higher education. Go to college, kids. Stay in school. You're gonna end up like this guy, bringing apple juice to a podcast.
You have $100.
Hey.
Oh,
Oh,
wait, we need some security on set.
yeah, exactly. Tipping you. That's a big one.
Oh, tipping.
He wanted a tip. He wanted a tip.
No,
That's 100% tip.
Just 50 tugus. That's like 3 cents.
so in Asia, tipping's not really a big thing. Like,
Well, I mean,
most service workers in Asia, they won't accept a tip like in Japan.
it's included in the payment, but like that makes more sense, right?
Yeah.
But what I also don't get, it shouldn't be included in the payment. Like I'm paying for the food, and there's some value added to that food, right? That's how they make profit. So the value added should be included. God damn, stop that music going, you worker.
Hey, come back here, come back here. Show your face.
No.
Alright.
Okay.
So obviously there's value added, right? That's how the company's making profit. So like let's say all the raw costs cost 15K, 5K for labor, 5K for like facilities, and then 5K for just like sakes, right? Namesake, like brands. That's how they make money. Like Gucci, $50 bag, put the Gucci logo on, $500 bag. So they obviously have that big, huge, enormous value added, right? That's how they're making profit. So the workers' wages probably should go in there. I don't know why we have to have taxes or like tipping. That makes no sense.
Well, tipping in the United States, there's a very long history of tipping. It has to do with something involving slavery and the end of the abolishment of slavery, where I think it was like
Were they not allowed to like actually have salaries? or
African
something?
Americans, something like that. Like labor jobs, like being a waiter, they weren't actually provided with the salary, so they'd have to make their money off tips, and that's where tipping became so popular.
I guess maybe it like ended up moving into like
Yeah,
into Asian culture and then around the world,
It became
and then it kind
sort
of
of
gets
mainstream.
integrated.
And then it's always in America. That's the thing, though. Like I feel it's tough. It's a moral dilemma.
Oh,
Moral dilemma with tipping, because on one part, 20% everywhere. Every time you get something, 20% tip. But then like they make like minimum wage, or they get no salary and they have to get.
Yeah, but that's not our problem. That's like the employer's problem. Like they should be giving their employees actual wages. Like it shouldn't be my concern how much they make, right? I'm paying for the food. I'm getting the food. Like you walking to a room and bringing it to me, that shouldn't be included in any of my like payments, right? Like obviously I'm paying for the chef's wage, but that's included in the profit you make in the food, right? It's all included, so it makes no sense for anyone to have tipping.
Well, that leads back to the greed thing. That's why most issues, economic issues in the world, are all because of greed. It's the human need for needing to like be higher than someone else, being higher than everyone else. So those employers, they probably take all the profits. They don't share with the employees.
And
That's why you have to
if
tip.
you see it, like tipping is only really a big thing in those like fancy restaurants. Like you go to like a local.
Go to McDonald's. You're not tipping
Yeah.
anyone at McDonald's.
Dude, you know they actually probably take like tipping fees like for making a burger. They're wrapping a burger. They
Um,
get tips, like not tips, but like a percentage cut. That's bullshit, bro.
Sidetrack. Hey,
Worker.
back here.
Hey.
Come back here.
Hey.
You guys are so annoying.
Come back in, friend.
Hey.
Okay.
How did you afford that phone? Oh my god. Is that a watch I see?
I have a question. So on the topic of McDonald's, you are an avid hater of McDonald's. Why do you hate cheap food? Cheap sustenance.
Please do give your 2 cents, sir.
Okay.
Get into the frame. You might.
Oh yeah. Come here.
Alright. I feel that McDonald's, for its money, I feel like the food is very poorly made, and it's overhyped by everyone I know, and it's not as good as any other fast food place.
Name
in
another
my
place.
opinion. No, it's
Give a better
equivalent.
example.
It's equivalent to any other fast food place.
So what you're saying is it's bad value food.
You know, McChicken's like $1.
Yeah, you really call that bad value?
Would you, if you were a struggling college student, and you need some
Really?
food, you don't have money to buy a gourmet meal at a restaurant like some people.
Yeah, you want
Mr.
half your place to
1%.
be sauce?
So you don't really worry about the quality of the food that much. You just need something to get you through the day. You need some energy.
Nutrition, Logan. Nutrition.
McChicken $1 value meal.
I mean, yeah, like, you know what's also something stupid? Why restaurants don't give you water when you ask for it? It's less cost than the soda. It's probably less work.
Oh, I hate that. KFC, shout out KFC. KFC is the only fast food place in Mongolia that'll give you water when you ask for it instead of soda in a meal.
Yeah, like, is it bottled water? Or
It's
they
bottled.
just- Yeah, that's a deal. Dude, you know what I saw at Lotteria, bro? A new place that opened up a while ago. Not a while ago, like a month ago. They have goddamn water packets that you can buy separately, costs the same as the soda, but they won't replace that.
Maybe they're just trying to get us fat.
Oh, and then America brings in
conspiracy.
healthcare systems.
Yeah, they're trying to put us in the hospital.
So, as a person who can't afford healthcare, what do you have to say on this matter?
It's very hard to get by. I have to be very careful with my life, and make sure I don't do stupid things.
This is a hypothetical situation, right? So it revolves around the healthcare system that we were talking about, the cost of healthcare in some countries, and the pay, the insufficient funds for living and having your basic human rights to healthcare, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you're a family guy, you're a family man, you're very educated, you're a chemistry teacher in a school, and let's say
Nobel Prize, early winner, but now
Yeah.
you've kind of fallen off. Your life was going up and kind of went down.
so you were, let's say a random spot, let's just say Albuquerque, New Mexico.
America, by the way.
So you have a wife, you have one child, you have another baby on the way, right? You get the news, you're ecstatic. You work double jobs to provide for your family.
So you're a chemistry teacher, but you also wash cars. At
Yeah.
Get
Wash
this,
cars.
car wash.
In a car wash.
Washing
So-
cars.
So yeah, you work 2 jobs, and you have a baby on the way. You have a wife. You have a beautiful family, and then one day you get called to the doctor's office.
Yeah, you've been coughing a lot.
You were coughing a
We don't
lot.
know what's up. We don't know what's up. You
You
thought
know
it was
what's
just a cold, right?
Yeah, it's
So you
like-
took some aspirin, took some NyQuil, Dayquil.
Long story short, you have cancer.
Suddenly, surprise.
Suddenly, there's a chance that you may live given that you take the treatment that the hospital provides. However, it's very costly, right?
Like you can never afford this crap. Like,
With your current wage, you have student loans to pay off, right? You have a family to provide for. It's very costly. You can't afford it. So what exactly is it that you do?
I feel the only way to solve this issue is to turn to a life of crime.
so you're saying you're gonna use your knowledge for things that are viewed as conventionally bad.
Criminal,
Yes.
right? So
So you're gonna break.
you.
Bad.
Okay.
So, you're basically saying you're using your expertise, your resources, your internal resources, to provide a product or service which is in demand. However, it's illegal, right?
So you cook the purest methamphetamine
So-
the town's ever seen, right? Blue stuff. How much percent?
96, sir.
So what's the other 4%?
The other stuff.
Oh, okay.
96. So, you'd say there's a high demand for this methamphetamine that you cook, right?
But
Yes.
you're only one person and you only have one sidekick, your old
You're
student.
the only person capable of creating this, so the supply is very low.
Very limited.
Supplier, there's one supplier. So it's not a competitive market. There's only one
What's the
supplier.
story, guys? Always stay safe. Never assume anything. Critical thinking. That's the key to success.
Yes.
ID.
So, how exactly?
So some guys are probably stronger. Okay, I don't know where I'm going with this, but back to business.
So back to business. the competitive market of fast food chains in Ulaanbaatar or in Mongolia, in the Zessan area specifically, there's a KFC in Zessan, there's a Pizza Hut, there's a Burger King, and now there's the addition of a Latteria. Am I missing anything? Forgive me.
Dodo pizza.
In Zessan?
Burger King.
Oh, it's this.
Yeah, Burger King. Those four. So there's 4 places for fast food in such a small area. However, they're all generating a lot of money. Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, obviously, you would know as a labor worker.
Alright, since to very limited amount of fast food chains.
I don't know if
In
you've seen
our-
all the fat people walking around, bro. It is not limited, bro. You got some real fat people.
Alright, as a worker, I've seen many obese people walk into my
In the mirror movement.
walk into my restaurant.
You sure you didn't open the door at a dark night?
Go to the cash register, demand 60 orders of fries, and expect us to make that.
Didn't I see 60 boxes at your house?
That's your job though. Like they're providing monetary benefits for you to create a product which they need, which is the fries, and they need it in a short time because they're obviously very large, right? So they need some insane sustenance levels of fucking nutrition. Excuse me.
But I believe that obesity is not good, and it can lead to a lot of health difficulties.
Guys,
So-
conspiracy theory. Give me the mic.
Okay.
Is obesity a natural product of people evolving into a more stationary, a more sedentary lifestyle? They don't move around as much and there's more available food, abundant food? Or is it something controlled by the
Rothschilds.
where there are bigger people, there are strong people, real high up here, right? And they make money by making these people fat and unable to work. Now, these people, they develop healthcare problems, right? Guess what? More money for the hospitals.
Yeah, exactly. It's all a business ploy. Like all the big corporations and stuff. They use science to make food that's extremely addicting but unhealthy, right? Lots of sugar, lots of salt. And that's very unhealthy for you. So, but then it's very addicting, so you buy it over and over again, and then you develop health problems, so you'd have to go to the hospital, and then
Exactly, no.
rack up
Isn't
some
the
hospital bills.
whole point of humanity to, kind of like make our world more conducive to life, right? The whole point of us living is so that the future generations can live on and on again. But that really is the whole point of like humanity. But it's so stupid how, like, for very temporary greed, we sacrifice people. Those obese guys, very big. So yeah, big problem. I don't know how we can solve that. I mean, you can try giving out not propaganda, like giving, them an idea of why it's bad, but these people just have so much power and control that people like us, despite our relative power, there's just nothing we can make happen.
I'd say move to Mars. As a
Speaking
population.
of Mars,
Digital
Elon Musk,
elite.
the richest man, or no longer.
Nah, he's part of that. He's part of the elite. He's controlling.
So guys, would you move to Mars or not?
I feel moving to Mars would pour myself even deeper into the quote-unquote matrix. Okay. And due to Elon Musk being the leader of the mission and him being associated with the matrix, okay, never mind.
So what he's trying to say is that business, as previously mentioned, is essentially the intent should be to just make life easier, make it more convenient for people. However,
But
it's kind of doing the opposite. A lot of these.
no, but at what point does convenience become negative?
Yeah.
Look at like this is so
It's
bad
hard.
for my health. You know how fat this makes me? You know how fat this makes me, bro?
But it's very.
It's addicting.
It's
really
addicting.
good.
Exactly. We are stuck in the matrix.
This is very like everything around us is made to please us. It's to give us dopamine. You drink something, boom, it tastes good. You eat something, it tastes good.
Even hiring him, that was just to please us.
Yeah.
Purely for
massage.
pleasure.
My knee.
Purely for pleasure hiring him.
You're fired. You're fired.
Get out of here.
Give me my last check.
Yeah. Money don't like you. Shoot.
Exactly.
That's my life savings right there. Alright, yeah. So, what were we talking about? Oh, convenience, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if you think about it, cars, right? They were a great invention. They allowed for so much, like, the transport. Like, you go from A to B so much more quickly now because we have transport means that can get us there just like, in a blink.
But have you seen what cars have done to like cities and infrastructure? It's really ruined architecture and city planning because everywhere is just roads. There's nowhere to walk. It's really, or especially in Mongolia too. Cars, the effect that cars have had on this country.
Let's speak about this horrible infrastructure we have. Like, you want to get rid of poverty, bro? Build some real roads and make some better cars, bro. Import some better architects, bro. We don't want to. Like, we have zero good roads in this nation.
Improve public transport, I think, should be high priority.
Just like number one, if you can fix infrastructure, like bottom line, people are less angry all the time because you don't have to spend 4 hours a day in traffic. Right? And then that means people are happier at their work. You know, about that rioting that happened, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say like 10% of that was just people being mad about being stuck in traffic.
Yeah, I mean, it builds up. I think the main reason for greed in Mongolia is because we were communists before, and a lot of the people in power right now, they had nothing. They didn't have much back in the day, right? In the communist society. So
yeah, I mean, like the people in our government, they view Mongolia as a business because in their eyes and like understandably in almost everyone else's eyes, like you can't really view our nation as a good nation. Like just objectively speaking, I mean, like it's almost a failed society because everyone is so selfish. Everyone does their own thing. Nobody's working together. When there's some guy trying to do something good, they get taken down. There's all these toxic social media people, right? And so it really is very difficult to build like a positive network where you can actually make good contributions to society. So yeah, I mean it's a bit of both there.
yeah, exactly. It's tough, honestly. But I think that's why business and economics, it has a lot to do with psychology. And
True.
The human
Like,
way of thinking.
Yeah, I mean like we said earlier, if you like solved everything logically, like money doesn't even need to exist. Like there's no need for money to exist. It's like completely like it doesn't exist. It's the only value money has is what we're willing to pay for it.
Yeah, you could argue that emotions are detrimental to the well-being of society and people, honestly. However, they are necessary, obviously. You can't just get rid of emotions.
Yeah, I mean, it gives life to joy, and it gives life joy and you know, sadness. But I mean, like without joy, there's no pleasure.
You know the movie Giver?
Oh yeah,
Or the
yeah,
book.
utopian.
Yeah.
Would you call that utopian or dystopian? I mean, ideally, it is utopian. Everyone's happy. Everyone doesn't know they're not happy.
It's like
Everyone's well fed.
communism in theory,
It's like the
but then it won't.
well, it's like a more constricted type of communism, right? Where the state genuinely has absolute control.
Yeah.
So it is like if the Russians kept going, like maybe if Chernobyl didn't happen, if they kept evolving, maybe we'd have the Giver by now. Like I would theorize. Because it's not like a true communist nation where everyone's working for everybody else. Like kinda it is, but the state's at the top. And in a true communist society, there should be no state, right? Everything should be just owned by the people, for the people, by the people.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a good place to wrap up our episode for today. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys.
Yeah. So
This discussion has been
it's been an honor for
Yeah,
us.
it's been an honor.
This is our introductory podcast.
Yeah,
Your
stay
co-host
tuned
is
for next week where we have the big man JT.
big Jonathan Traynor. Alright, logging out from your host Amirda.
And your host Ingun.
Let's get back to business.
In the next episode, yep.
Alright. My ass cheek hurts my